How are you guys doing? Congratulations, baby, the upcoming season. So many things to celebrate.
Thank you.
Doing well. Thank you so much.
Doing well. So how has your quarantine been going? I'm sure it's been a little stressful, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, it's been an interesting season of quarantine. For Jer, of course, his classes immediately went online for his seminary studies. And then shortly after, with the quarantine, I found out I was expecting. And so that was amazing having him home, me going through morning sickness. He could take care of Felicity. So it's been a long haul as far as the quarantine goes, but we're really grateful to be doing well.
Yeah. Did that add more stress because you're pregnant, or was it nice to kind of be hunkered down at home with everybody kind of around you?
Yes, it was definitely better for me personally just to be at home and not have a lot going on outside. And so Jared was just able to be here, and he just helped out so much in those days since he wasn't at work.
Mm-hmm. Are you doting on her hand and foot?
Yeah, it was actually Ginger and I kind of welcomed it as a nice reprieve. I think a lot of people did, like slowing down and just realizing, hey, some things in life need to kind of slow down and stop.
Sure.
And so with her finding out she was pregnant, we were able to, wake up and have breakfast together every morning and spend a lot more time than we normally would. So I know she definitely loved it. Felicity loved it. I think when things go back to normal, she's going to wonder what happened.
I'm sure she is loving this extra time with you guys. It must be so nice.
Most definitely.
What was her reaction when you told her that she was going to be a big sister?
It was really cute. I don't think she fully comprehends what's going on. She's just nearly 2. And she walks around saying big sister. She always asks for her big sister shirt that she has, and she'll come up and touch my belly and say baby. But other than that, I don't think
she also touches my belly and says baby. So
there you go.
That's what we're working with right now.
I love that. Was it stressful, like shooting the show during this time? Because I know the first episode, it's all about, you guys being on lockdown and quarantine. So did that add another thing to the mix pretty much, right?
Well, we became producers, didn't we?
Yeah.
So that's put that on our resume. No, it was just a lot of video chat with the family and trying to stay in touch with people, when you can't meet. And there were plans. A lot of the family was going to come out here and visit us, and all of that was canceled, which was a bummer. But it was nice to be able to check in with them, on video conference calls and stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be tough for you guys because you are, far away from your family. So I would imagine that it's a lot of FaceTime, a lot of chats, a lot of Zoom calls. I would imagine, right?
Yes, we definitely took advantage of all those phone calls, and everyone was getting together. For us, it was actually kind of nice because everyone was on video chat, and so we were able to just join in. Whereas if they were all at home together, everyone was in the same house visiting one another, it would be harder for us to actually speak to everyone. And so it was kind of just an awesome opportunity to spend more time with my family. So you'll see a bit of that on the upcoming episode.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited to see. So how has this pregnancy been different so far than the first time around?
Yes, this pregnancy has actually compared quite similarly to Felicity's pregnancy. I've had about the same amount of morning sickness that I had with Felicity. And then just a lot of the same milestones I'm kind of feeling along the way. So it's kind of nice to know what to expect.
Mm-hmm. Same cravings or something totally different this time?
I was more sweets. I was craving with Felicity, and this is sour stuff. So I'm craving lemons and pickles and anything super sour. So that's about the only thing.
And if anybody has a theory as to what that means about the pregnancy, we're open to hearing it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Right. Because you guys are expecting a girl?
Another girl.
How are you feeling about that, Jeremy? How are you feeling being outnumbered by all the girls?
I love it. Being a girl dad. Honestly, I think we both guessed a girl, and maybe it's because we both wanted a girl. Maybe it's because it's what we're used to. But Felicity has just been this unbelievable joy in our life. And so the thought that we're having another little girl, I mean, we couldn't be happier.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's so great. I'm sure. Has she been helping you guys like with names and things like that? Is she like pushing for names, or is she just saying baby, baby, baby?
It's all baby right now
Yeah,
for
it's
her.
all baby. We actually met a little girl about a year and a half ago. And when she told us her name, she must have been 5 years old. And Ginger and I looked at each other and immediately thought, we love that name.
Yeah.
And so we've come up with the name. We've kind of settled it already. We're not going to reveal that until she's born, like we did with Felicity. But yeah, no, I don't think Felicity would be able to pronounce it. She can't really pronounce her own name right now, so it kind of comes out Cece right now. So.
Oh, it's so cute. What kind of big milestones is she hitting lately?
She is saying a lot of new words.
Yes.
She's running around a lot, tripping a lot, sadly, because she's at that stage. She runs so fast, too fast for her little feet. But she loves helping us. Like if I'm stirring something, cooking, she wants to help out with that. So I give her her own bowl. It's just sweet seeing her just wanting to engage with us.
And she's putting sentences together, which is cool. So she's starting to actually, string things together. So she's growing.
She's growing so fast. I know my daughter just turned 14 months, and it's just like a blink of an eye. It goes by so fast. Yeah, it's Gianna.
That's a beautiful name.
Thank you. Yeah, she's outside somewhere with her grandparents right now. So, but how do you think that she's going to be as a big sister? Because a lot of my friends are always like, it's either a really easy transition or it's a little hard in the beginning. So how are you guys kind of preparing her, and how do you think that she's going to be?
I think just telling her that mama has a baby. Mm-hmm. She knows that word baby, and she has her baby doll that she loves. And so she's constantly carrying her baby doll around, trying to give her baby food. So I think it's going to probably be pretty natural for her, I suppose.
She's a social butterfly, she needs a sibling.
She does.
Like, needs a sibling. If we weren't going to have another baby, we would have had to get a couple dogs or something. She needs somebody to play with.
Yes.
So, totally. I know your family is all about, the more the merrier, more kids. I know that you're pregnant right now, but do you guys want to have a large family in the future?
We thought about that, and we'll see, as we go. I think.
I don't think large like my family.
Definitely not 19.
There's the word large in my family is different than most people think of it.
Yeah.
But it's been a joy having Lissy, and we're excited for this next little one to come. So we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. I know this road to baby wasn't easy and wasn't what you guys expected. And, I'm so sorry that you suffered your miscarriage. I mean, was this something like when you got pregnant this time around, was that always in the back of your mind, even announcing it or, kind of going forward or even getting pregnant again? Was this, it had to be a really, really tough decision, I would imagine.
Yeah. After the miscarriage, I think we were just kind of have that grieving that you feel. And then just the thought of like trying again. And then once we did find out they were expecting, I think that it was harder for us, like for me at least, even the fears that you'd feel, fears of losing this baby as well. It kind of took a while. We just didn't want to announce to anybody right off the bat, so we waited quite a while, a lot longer than we probably would have to announce to our family and friends about this pregnancy.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm sure getting that positive pregnancy was just such a wonderful feeling for you guys.
It was so exciting. We were just so grateful to God.
And to see the first ultrasound as well. The baby was like, she's moving around. It almost looks like she's dancing.
Yes,
really.
It's amazing.
Yeah. She's very active. So that was special.
Yeah, that definitely made us tear up.
Yeah. How did you guys find out, if it's not too personal?
No, I just took a test and then told Jer because I was just so excited. And yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing moment.
I mean, how did your sisters support you during that time? Because, Joanna and Lauren kind of, went through something so similar, went through the same thing. I mean, how were they there for you during this time?
Yeah, I talked to Joy a lot in that time. She was actually the first one I told that I was pregnant. I just want to talk to her before anyone else and kind of just hear, how she had walked through everything and just, her little one that she has on the way now following the miscarriage, how she was dealing with that and even all the fears that come up. And how she was trusting God through that. So it was, I think we grew closer. We were already close, but that relationship even deepened all the more, having been through the same thing. And so, yeah, it was, I think, something that was very difficult, but I was grateful for Joy to be able to talk to her, and then Lauren also just sharing, such sweet words with me. And so I'm just really grateful for all that support.
Definitely. How is Joy doing? Because she's pregnant, she's thriving, she's doing great.
She's doing really well. She's getting close to having that little one. So they are super excited. I know Gideon's excited to have another sibling.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it must be so much fun to have all the kids like so close in age. Like you just have like best friends for life.
It is. And it's so true. And this time around, it's all girls in a row. So Felicity started the line of girls, and this little one now is going to be like, I think number 8 of all the girls.
Wow.
Felicity is obsessed, and we mean obsessed with Ivy.
Really?
Absolutely.
Like obsessed with Ivy. Loves her. Talks about her constantly.
She calls those babies Ivy. She'll see a baby. She'll be watching a little show or something. A baby comes on and she says, Ivy, Ivy. So I think it's sweet to see, even though family lives far away, that she still knows who her cousins are.
Oh, definitely. I think that's fantastic. Have Kendra and Jess given you any advice for having 2 kids?
I just
buckle up.
Yeah. I think it's been neat watching them, how they've handled it. They've done so well. And so we're just kind of like following in their footsteps a little bit behind, but it's it's exciting just to see like how they've handled parenting with 2. And so I guess we'll just see when we get there.
Yeah. Find out. Is there anything that makes you really nervous about adding another one to the mix?
Well, I think there was a lot of nerves before Felicity.
Sure.
Recognize we have to keep this little thing alive.
Yep.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yep.
So, but I think there's probably like a false confidence, like, there's that sophomore attitude, the wise fool, like we're like, oh, we got this. Second time around, we've done this for a couple of years, we're good. So you might want to ask us that question,
a couple months. I know for me, after I had my baby and like, talking if we're going to have another kid, I'm like, oh, those first 3 months after you have the baby are so hard. I don't know if I can go through that again. Is there something that like you think about that you're like, oh, I really don't want to do it. I'm not looking forward to that at all.
Yes. Definitely the long nights, the sleepless nights, and then having a little one who will be 2.5 when this little one arrives. I think that's the one thing I'm thinking, okay, if a nap needs to happen, a nap for mom, how am I going to get these 2 on a schedule to where I can actually have time to rest too? Yeah. So I think that's something that we're thinking about, just the lack of sleep with a 2-year-old.
Yeah, it'll all work itself out, right? How are you guys enjoying LA life?
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even it's obviously been interesting the last months. Everybody's been locked in, but we really love it. And I know Ginger's from Arkansas, but I'm from the Philadelphia area, and this felt like home. We have a lot of really sweet friends out here, wonderful church here. The food out here is ridiculous.
Yes.
So it's like every day we're getting a different. Oh, it's just unbelievable. So we really love it here.
Good. I mean, I know in the first couple episodes, we see you guys take a big road trip, moving out west. I mean, what was that like to having a road trip with, I'm sure she was 1 year old at the time?
Yes, it was amazing having Felicity on this road trip, and she did so well. That was a little shocking.
Yeah, we would leave in the morning and she would sleep for 3 hours and then we would stop for lunch and she'd run around. And she was still taking 2 naps a day at that point.
Yeah.
So then after lunch, we'd drive another 3 or 4 hours and she'd sleep most of the time. So honestly, she slept most of the trip.
It was so perfect.
Wouldn't happen today if
she was younger than a year. I think, how old was she? Like 9 months or something?
Yeah, she was maybe 10 months.
10 months. Yeah. So it was a perfect age to do it. Now it would have been a disaster.
Yeah, now it's full on disaster. Does your family try to convince you to come back or move closer?
We're trying to convince them to come here.
Yes, they have tried to convince us multiple times to move back, but we're trying to talk some of them into moving.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening, but we've had those conversations.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself living out there for a very long time or permanently?
Yeah, we've got no plans. So I've got about 2 years left on my master's program here, and we love it here. So, we don't know what's down the road, but we would have no problem staying here long term.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what kind of family traditions or your personal family traditions did you bring over that you guys adapt into your own home?
That's a good question.
That's a great question. Because we were thinking about that actually during Christmas. And we were thinking, man, we don't have like these solid traditions. We've started a tradition in the Vuolo family of doing a gingerbread cook-off, or not a cook-off, but bake-off competition.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know about a lot of traditions.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start thinking about more traditions.
That's right. We should.
It was definitely what was interesting. I think the Duggars would have a lot of traditions just because of the environment, so many kids and how big the family is. I think for Jinger, it was a huge adjustment getting married and then just adjusting to life that's a lot slower paced and quieter. So I'm sure she probably dropped some traditions that didn't even realize. But
what have you guys done during quarantine to avoid getting on each other's nerves? Because sometimes my husband and I are just like, get out of the room. I can't even look at you.
Yeah, honestly, I think we welcomed the slowdown. We had been going so fast since coming to LA.
We had hosted tons of friends coming through. They all went to stay with us. And so it felt like nearly every week somebody was at our house. And so I think for both of us, it was just so wonderful to be able to stop lots of Netflix shows together, which was really fun. And just try to do activities and just enjoying that time, relaxing, slowing down. It kind of felt like a mini vacation at the beginning.
Totally.
Ginger is so easygoing that honestly, she doesn't get on my nerves. She's the personality where I probably get on her nerves, but she's so nice. She wouldn't say it. So for me though, it's like, she's just a sweet girl. So we've just enjoyed it being together.
Definitely. I want to get your take on this because, the political climate is so, unsteady right now, and the protests and everything going on in the world. And a lot of parents are having tough conversations with their kids. Obviously, Felicity is probably a little too young to know about racism and things like that. But how do you guys plan on teaching her about that in the future? Is that a conversation that you guys have both had as well?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. Ginger and I have had a lot of conversations, and recently it's been a really good time I think the whole world has been put on pause and has taken this conversation more serious than perhaps in years past, even though this has been going on for years and decades and generations. But just having very intentional conversations, Ginger and I have wanted to listen, put ourselves in other people's shoes, seek to understand perspectives. And ultimately for us, it comes back to an understanding of humanity and recognizing that humanity has a very serious problem. This isn't new. Hatred, racism, violence, it's been going on for thousands of years. And wanting to give Felicity, she has this beautiful naivety where she's like, she just loves this world. And the older we get, we realize how broken this world is and how much beauty there is, but how much horrific realities there are as well. And so wanting her just to give her a proper understanding of humanity, and ultimately the solution to all of it is the hope we have in Jesus Christ. And so even as we look at the political tensions and the social tensions and everything going on, amidst it all, there is an ultimate answer that Jesus Christ is coming again, and he promises that he's going to wipe away every tear from our eyes. Death shall be no more, pain shall be no more, and there will be peace. And so as difficult as these days are, we want to look ultimately to the final restitution and restoration that Jesus promises. So I know that's pretty maybe heavy, but it's definitely something we don't want to shy away from with our children, because you don't want to raise your children and have them get out into the real world and realize, wow, they raised us in a bubble and didn't tell us any of this. It's like, no, this stuff is real and this stuff is happening, whether we want it to, obviously we don't. And so we need to be able to face those things head on with her and have those conversations, those gut level, real, honest conversations. But with the paradigm of hope, ultimately, that we have in Christ.
That's fantastic. That's great. That's wonderful. She's lucky to have wonderful parents like you guys. She definitely is. Going forward for this season, what is that one moment that you can't wait for fans to see? I mean, they've been on your journey for so long. They're so excited to see what happens next. So what can you not wait for them to witness?
There are a lot of things. It's going to be an interesting journey that they get to follow, our move to LA, and then just the kind of maybe of announcing that we're expecting, but then the loss that we face, and then announcing again to my family. God bless us with another one. And so, yeah, just exciting. You can hear Felicity now. There's so many exciting new things, even for us, but then for my family on this upcoming season as well.
Definitely.